I can start? Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Saturday Sonia Talk, wherein we discuss the Pali Tipitaka as this project. We are
Yeah.
working on this Sanyukta Nikaya translation since a year long, thanks to the translations team of Sunyati International Foundation, and we are grateful to receive this opportunity from Dhanachara Nagajiva, aka Dr. Lim, and we are doing this translation under the guidance of him. So let's begin our session today, and today's session is gonna be read by Dr. Rajesh Savera. Welcome, doctor. And
Yeah.
the conversation will be between Dr. Lim and Dr. Rajesh Savera. Dr. Lim, good morning.
Yeah. Morning. Yeah.
So, Doctor, so quickly, let's do a 9 to 0 and then get back to reading the.
Yeah. Let's proceed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's start. Practice 9 to 0. Okay. Can we have? Okay, so we are doing the Pali Tipitaka as it is, Sanyukta Nikaya. This is translated from Pali to English by Pali Translation Department of SIF under the guidance of our Dhyanachara Nagajiv, that's Dr. Lim. Today, 23rd of August 2025, we're going to study the Sanyukta Nikaya, linked discourses, the Khanda Sanyukta. So here, this is the linked discourses on the aggregates, the middle 50, the chapter on involvement. So starting with 22.53 SN, involvement, Upasayukta. Okay, so at Savatthi, because if you are involved, you're not free. If you're not involved, you're free. If because Vijnana remains based on Rupa, supported by Rupa, established on Rupa, and watered by delight, it would grow, increase, and expand. If Vijnana remains based on Vedana, feeling, if Vijnana that remains based on Sanya, perception, if Vijnana remains based on Sankhara, mental action, supported by Sankhara, established on Sankhara, and watered by delight, it would grow, increase, and expand. Because if someone were to say, I will describe the coming, going, and passing away, growth, increase, or expansion of Vijnana apart from Rupa, apart from Vedana, apart from Saudhnya, apart from Sankhara, that would be possible. If bhikkhus, a bhikkhu has abandoned raga, lust, for the Rupa Dhatu, with the abandonment of raga, the support is cut off and there is no establishment of Vijnana consciousness. If a bhikkhu has abandoned raga, lust, for the Vedana Dhatu, feeling element, if a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for the Saudhnya Dhatu, if a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for the Sankhara Dhatu, if a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for the Vijnana Dhatu, with the abandonment of raga, the support is cut off and there is no establishment of Vijnana. That Vijnana, being unestablished, not growing, not proliferating, is freed. Being freed, it is ready. Being steady, it is content. Being content, one is not agitated. Not being agitated, one personally attains Nibbana. One understands jati is destroyed, the brahmacharya has been lived, and what had to be done has been done. There is no more coming back to any state of being. First, that's the end of first
Yeah.
verse here. Talking about Panchaskanda, doctor.
Yeah, I think this is very straightforward.
Yes.
Okay. So it talk about consciousness. Consciousness is part of the Panchaskanda. And many people don't understand that, They thought that consciousness is something real, something that they should practice on. But Buddha said, no, consciousness is not something that you should practice on. It is also a part of the Panchaskanda. So you should cut off your emotional link, okay, to lust. Okay, so normally we can use this the white boon dhyana, no, the white boon practice, no, to get rid of this the longing of lust. Okay, so after that you can what you call free yourself from the attachment to the consciousness. Yeah.
And doctor, here it's very, the title itself, involvement. Do not get involved with the Panchaskanda. Stay away
Yeah.
from the Panchaskandas.
Stay away. Yeah.
That's the key for Nibbana. Okay, let's take the next verse. This is called the seeds, 22.54 SN at Savatthi. Because there are these 5 kinds of seeds, bija, which are these 5: root seeds, stem seeds, joint seeds, cutting seeds, and the 5th seeds. If bhikkhus, these 5 kinds of bija are unbroken, unspoiled, unharmed by wind and heat, fertile and well buried, but there is no earth and no water, could these 5 kinds of bijas, that seeds, grow, increase and expand? No, Bhante. If because these 5 kinds of seeds are unbroken, unspoiled, unharmed by wind and heat, fertile and well buried, and there is earth and water, could these 5 kinds of bijas or seeds grow, increase and expand? Yes, Bhante. Because just as the Pathvi Dhatu, that's the earth element, is to be seen, so too are the 4 stations of Vijnana. Just as the Apadhatu is to be seen, so too is delight and raga. Raga, as the 5 kinds of bija are to be seen, so too is Vijnana, together with its nutriment. If bhikkhus, Vijnana remains based on Rupa, supported by Rupa, established on Rupa, watered by delight, it would grow, increase and expand. If Vijnana remains based on Vedana, feeling, if Vijnana remains based on Saudhnya, perception, if Vijnana remains based on Sankhara, mental action, supported by Sankhara, established on Sankhara, and watered by delight, it would grow, increase and expand. Because if someone were to say, I will describe the coming, going, passing away, arising, growth, increase or expansion of Vijnana apart from Rupa, apart from Vedana, apart from Saudhnya, apart from Sankhara, that would not be possible. If bhikkhus, a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for the Rupa Dhatu, with the abandonment of raga, the support is cut off and there is no establishment of Vijnana. If a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for the Vedana Dhatu, if a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for the Sadhya Dhatu, if a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for the Sankhara Dhatu, if a bhikkhu has abandoned raga for Vijnana Dhatu, with the abandonment of raga, the support is cut off and there is no establishment of Vijnana. That Vijnana, being established, not growing, not proliferating, is freed. Being freed, it is steady. Being steady, it is content. Being content, one is not agitated. Not being agitated, one personally attains Nibbana. One understands jati is destroyed, the brahmacharya has been lived, what had to be done has been done, there is no more coming back to any state of being. Second. Yes,
Yeah.
doctor.
In many sutra, Buddha said that the main cause of birth is lust. Okay? the attachment to lust, no, is the root cause of birth. Okay, so that's why in order to cut the 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 chain of reincarnation, one actually had to detach yourself from this attachment to lust. Okay, that's the teaching. Okay, and that is not easy because this is engraved in our DNA, you know. Okay, and for the species of the human being to expand, we need this basic this activity in order to what they call to promote what they call the expansion of the race. Okay, so that they must be a balance, no? There must be a balance between two extreme. Okay, one is totally involved in lust. Okay, another extreme is totally absent from this what they call this sexual activity. That's only for the monk, not for the brahmacharya. Okay, brahmacharya, there is a balance between two extreme. Okay, then we have to understand. Actually, what Buddha is telling us that it do not ask us to abandon the what you call panchaskana, but ask us not to attach to panchaskana. Okay, and you cannot live without panchaskana. When you live in this world, you still need to associate with panchaskana in order to establish your living. Okay, you need to wear clothes, you need to have cars, you need to have a house, you need to have a job. All these are panchaskana. All these are panchaskana, okay? But Buddha doesn't mean that you throw this away and then you go to the forest, no? And you don't engage with society, you don't engage people, no. Okay? You engage with the panchaskana, but you do not attach to it. That's the main point, yeah.
Yeah, that is why, doctor, if you look at it, the name is seeds. And the previous session also talked about how these seeds, they need conditions, the earth and the water, for that
Yeah,
seed to be fructify or nourish. So
yeah,
these
yeah,
panchaskandhas are like this seed, and
yeah.
we, our desire and alas are like the the nourishment that these panchaskandha get, because of which they manifest. If we do not have desire in life, if we do not have that, then we will never be able to manifest anything, and then their
Yeah.
life will be useless. But getting, as you said, getting not involved, or making sure that you are not attached to it, is the key. And that's the key that will keep you free. And as it is said, doctor, a freed person is then steady, and a steady person is content, and content one is where he will lead finally himself, not being agitated, to nibbana.
You must differentiate between non-attachment and throw it away.
Ah,
These are not
yeah,
the same, you know. You do not attach to money. It does not mean that you do not need money in your living. No?
yeah,
You still need salary. You still need to pay your rental. You still need to pay your gas of your car. You still need money. You know. It doesn't mean that you doesn't need money. Only thing that
mm,
you do not attach to it.
yeah.
Okay. The same thing as lust. Okay, the sexual desire. You do not attach to sexual desire. It does not mean that you make it absent totally from your life. No. If it's
Don't,
absent totally from your life, the human race will be extinct.
don't become a maniac, doctor. Be sensible, be reasonable, be
Yeah,
wise
business.
enough to.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's why you see in ancient India, because many people they become celibate. You know,
yeah,
they try to absent themselves from sex. Then the population plunged. No, then they had to come up with all these uh, erotic temper. No, okay, to arouse people this thing. But the problem is that there are many people, they try to get rid of lust, then they become psychopathic,
yeah,
You see, like some of the very famous historical figure, they try to be celibate, okay? Then they have fantasy with a cousin, with this thing. They even worse. They even
yeah,
worse, no. This then they become incest. No, 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 no. You don't go to that. No, two extremes you should not touch. Okay, one is a total absent, one is total involvement. You should actually balance somewhere in between. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. Let's take the next verse.
Yeah.
So SN 22.58, Sama
Sama
Sambuddha,
Sambuddha.
the fully awakened Buddha. Okay. At Savatthi, Bhikkhus, the Tathagata, the Arhat, the Sama Sambuddha, the fully enlightened one, is liberated through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, and non-clinging regarding Rupa, that's form. Thus, he is called the Sama Sambuddha. A bhikkhu who is liberated by panya, wisdom, is also liberated through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, and non-clinging regarding Rupa. Thus, he is called one liberated. Yeah. The Tathagata, the Arhat, the Sama Sambuddha is liberated through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, and non-clinging regarding Vedana. Thus, he is called the Sama Sambuddha. A bhikkhu who is liberated by Panya is also liberated through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, and non-clinging regarding Vedana. Thus, he is called one liberated by Panya. The Tathagata, the Arhat, the Sama Sambuddha, is liberated through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, non-clinging regarding Panya. Regarding Sonya, okay. Next.
Yeah, continue. Yeah.
Yeah, Sankhara, mental action, liberated through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation. Can you move this a little bit? Yeah, can. Okay, 1 minute, doctor.
Yeah,
We are having
non-cringing.
So we are having some issue. Okay, so you can see that. Okay, Doctor
Yeah, I can see.
Vidnyana.
I can read. Continue. I can read.
So thus he is called the Sama Sambuddha. A bhikkhu who is liberated by Panya is also liberated through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, and non-clinging regarding Vijnana. Thus he is called one liberated by Panya, wisdom. Here, bhikkhus, that is the distinction, the difference, the specific factor between the Tathagata, the Arhat, the Sama Sambuddha, and a bhikkhu liberated by Panya. Bhante, our teachings are rooted in the Bhagava, guided by Bhagava, and take refuge in the Bhagava. It would be good if the Bhagava himself would clarify the meaning of this statement. Having heard it from the Bhagava, the bhikkhus will remember it. Then bhikkhus listen and attend closely. I will specifically. Okay. Yes, Bhante, the bhikkhus replied. The Bhagava said this. Bhikkhus, the Tathagat, the Arhat, the Sama Sambuddha is the one who gives rise to the unrisen path, who generates the ungenerated path, who declares the undeclared path. He is the knower of the path, the discoverer of the path, the one skilled in the path. And now, bhikkhus, his Savaka, dwell following the path, having come after him. This, bhikkhus, is the distinction, the difference, the specific factor between the Tathagata, the Arhat, the Sama Sambuddha, and a bhikkhu liberated by Panya, wisdom. Yes, doctor.
Yeah, we must understand the meaning of Sama Sambuddha. Sama here means non-differentiation, equal. The meaning of Sama is equal, means non-differentiation. You do not differentiate. Okay, this thing. Sam here means total. Buddha means total enlightenment. Buddha means realized. Okay, someone who realized. So Sama Sambuddha is total, non-differentiated, and total knowledge. That's the meaning of Sama Sambuddha. And in Sanskrit is Samyak Sambuddha. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, the word Sama we are still used in Malay today, mean equal. Sama-sama. Sama mean the same, equal. Sama Sambuddha mean non-differentiation. So the teaching of non-differentiation is the central teaching of Buddha. You shall not differentiate this thing. That's why in Sunya we don't differentiate people. No? Whoever background they come is the same to us. We don't even differentiate lady and man. When they wear kimono, all the same. We don't even differentiate the senior and the junior. Okay, the races, the belief. Okay, so this is This is the central teaching of Buddha, that you shall not differentiate. Once we do not differentiate, okay, then we will have the full knowledge. Some Buddha means the total knowledge. Okay, this thing. So you disengage yourself, you disassociate yourself with the Panchaskanda. Okay, you cut the tie to the Panchaskanda, then you can free yourself. You can free yourself from the attachment, then you'll be totally free. Yeah.
Yeah, I think clear. Okay, we take the next SN 22.59, the characteristic of not self. At one time, the Bhagava was dwelling at Isipatana in the Meghadaya near Varanasi. There, the Bhagava addressed the group of 5 bhikkhus. Bhikkhus, Bhadant, those bhikkhus replied to Bhagavata. Bhagava said this: Bhikkhus, Rupa is anatta. If Rupa were self, bhikkhus, then Rupa would not lead to affliction, and one could have control over Rupa, saying, let my Rupa be thus, let my Rupa not be thus. But because Rupa is anatta, non-self, Rupa leads to affliction, and one cannot have control over Rupa, saying, let my Rupa be thus, let my Rupa not be thus. Vedana is anatta, not self. If Vedana, feeling, were self, because then Vedana would not lead to affliction, and one could have control over Vedana, saying, let my feeling be thus, let my feeling not be thus. But because Vedana is not self, Vedana leads to affliction, and one cannot have control over Vedana, saying, let my Vedana be thus, let my Vedana not be thus. Saudhnya, perception, is anatta, non-self. Sankhara, mental action, are anatta, not self. If sankhara, mental action, were self, bhikkhus, then sankhara, mental action, would not lead to affliction, and one could have control over sankhara, saying, let my mental action be thus, let my mental action not be thus. But because sankhara are anatta, not self, sankhara lead to affliction, and one cannot have control over sankhara, saying, let my sankhara be thus, let my sankhara not be thus. Vijnana is anatta, not self. If consciousness was self, because then consciousness would not lead to affliction, and one could have control over vijnana, saying, let my vijnana be thus, let my vijnana not be thus. But because vijnana is anatta, vijnana leads to affliction, and one cannot have control over vijnana, saying, let my consciousness be thus, let my consciousness not be thus. What do you think? Because is Rupa, is Nicha, that's permanent, or Anicca, that's impermanent? Anicca, Bhante. And what is Anicca? Dukkha, suffering, or Sukha, pleasant? Dukkha, suffering, Bhante. And what is Anicca? Is Dukkha, suffering, and subject to change, fit to be regarded as this is mine, this I am, and this is myself? No, Bhante. Vedana, Saudhnya, Sankhara, Vijnana, Adi Nicha, that's permanent, or Anicca, that is impermanent. Anicca, impermanent, Bhante. And what is Anicca? Is Dukkha or Sukha? Dukkha, suffering, Bhante. And what is Anicca? Impermanent. Dukkha, suffering, and subject to change, fit to be regarded as this is mine, this I am, and this is myself? No, Bhante. Therefore, bhikkhus, whatever rupa, past, future or present, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near, all rupa should be seen as it really is, with right panya, wisdom. This is not mine, this is not mine, this I am not, and this is not myself. Whatever Vedana, feeling, past, future or present, internal or external, far or near, all feeling should be seen as it really is, with right panya. This is not mine, this I am not, this is not my atta, that is self. Whatever saudhnya, perception, Whatever sankhara, mental action, past, future or present, internal or external, far or near, all sankhara should be seen as it really is with right panya. This is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself. Whatever vijnana, past, future or present, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near, all consciousness should be seen as it really is with right panya. This is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself. Seeing thus, bhikkhus, the learned Arya Savaka becomes disenchanted with Rupa, disenchanted with Vedana, disenchanted with Saudhya, disenchanted with Sankhara, disenchanted with Vijnana. Being disenchanted, one becomes dispassionate. Through dispassion, one is liberated. When liberated, there arises the knowledge, I am liberated. One understands birth is destroyed, the brahmacharya has been lived, what had to be done has been done. There is no more coming to any state of being. This is what the Bhagavad said. The group of five bhikkhus was delighted and rejoiced in the Bhagavad words. And while this explanation was being given, the minds of the group of five bhikkhus were liberated from the taints through non-clinging. Yes, doctor.
Yeah, this is the early teaching of Buddha. No? It refers to the five bhikkhus. When you see the five bhikkhus, it always means the early day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that is Buddha always explained to the five bhikkhus. Okay, now the central teaching is that it's not me and it's not mine. It's not me and it's also not belong to me, you know. Sometimes you say, oh, this body is not me. But some people say it's belong to me. No, 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 it don't even belong to you. Okay. If belong to you, then you should have control over your body. But we have no control, no. It become aging day by day. It becomes sick. Okay. Then it become afflicted with disease. Then eventually, okay, we bye-bye to the world. It disintegrated, you know. So it is not me and it is not mine. It's not me and it's not even belong to me. Okay, this thing. So that our relationship with Panchaskanda, okay, is like your relationship with your car. You like your car, okay, you maintain your car, you polish it, you make it shiny, okay, but the car is car. Okay, it's not you. Okay, this thing. This Panchaskanda is not belong to us. And this is very clear, no? It's very clear. That's why we do not understand why some Slavaka, they say that Panchaskanda are real. Until today, you know, they maintain that Panchaskanda is real until today. So this school, they are not following the teaching of Buddha. Yeah.
But here it is very clear. This is the
It's not real.
sutras. Very clear.
It's very clear, yeah. And it's Nikaaya, no, and they follow the Nikaaya, and yet they say the Panchaskanda is real.
Mm-hmm.
Until today, you know, they still, that's why their sect is called All Existing Sect. Sarva something, I cannot remember the name.
Sarvastavadi.
Yeah.
Sarvastavadin. They
This
were
thing.
called as Sarvastavadin.
And that is a predominant, you know, in I think in southern part in Sri Lanka, in Myanmar. Yeah. They still maintain that Panchaskanda is real. No,
Doctor,
we do not agree. We do not agree.
these five bhikkhus that Buddha is explaining, these are the ones that he was practicing the mortification practice of self-torture. Remember? And
Yeah.
then he leaves them when he is already fallen in the Niranjana river. He is being fed by Sujata, the rice porridge, and somewhere he regains back his health.
Yeah. Actually, this the five bhikkhus is what Buddha give the basic teaching, no? Okay,
So
the
this
four
is
number
basic teaching.
path.
So doctor, this one is also a basic teaching, the one that we
the basic
studied now.
teaching. Yeah, basic the Sravaka teaching.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, the teaching of Buddha can divide into I think five group of teaching, you know. Okay, actually the most advanced is the flower add-on. It's immediately after he get enlightenment, but he only that time he's in trance, is in samadhi stage. No, the human being don't see anything. They just see that Buddha is sitting below the what they call the Bodhi tree for 49 days. But during that time, he speak to the Bodhisattva. Okay, and that one is recorded and keep in the, they say that it keep in the palace of the Naga. Then it's a Nagarjuna that bring it from there. But there's a myth, no? We doesn't know. Okay, that's the first, that the first and the last teaching also. Buddha started with flower adon and ended with flower adon.
And with flower add-on.
Yeah. Then the basic teaching, the Sravaka. The Sravaka, what we are talking now, what we are reading now is mainly the teaching of Sravaka. Okay, the teaching of Sravaka. Sravaka means you listen, you hear it, then you practice. Okay, this thing. Then the third one is before they go to the Panya. Panya Paramaja, the fourth one. Panya Paramaja is the main teaching of Buddha, like the Dhamma Sutra. But before the Dhamma Sutra, there is a transition period, no? And that represented by Vimarakirti Sutra. Vimarakirti is they say that the before the transition to Sanskrit, the transition between Sravaka to Panya Paramita. Okay, so that the Chinese call it the equal, what they call the equal status teaching. Okay, to balance between the Sravaka and Panya. Then enter Panya. Buddha spent 22 years now talk about Panya. So Panya Paramita actually is the main teaching of Buddha. Okay, then after that, before Dimana, he talked about this Lotus Sutra. Lotus Sutra, you see, the first one is Prawa Edon, second one is Sravaka, then you have this equal teaching, then you have this Panya Paramita, then you have the Lotus Sutra. Okay, then the Lotus Sutra and Parinimada. This is Parinimada. This Parinimada teaching. Okay, these are the last teaching of Buddha before he entered into Nimana. Okay, these are the thing. Okay, so now what we are focused now is Sravaka. Okay, today the Nikaaya is still under Sravaka.
Yeah,
it's still under Sravaka. So it's not complicated, you know. So even illiterate people, they can study this thing. Even Nikaaya, for those illiterate, they can study. It's very, very easy, very, very simple. But after that, when you enter into the Vimarakirti, the illiterate, they cannot study, you know.
yeah.
Okay, then Panya Paramita, illiterate, not possible at all. Okay, that's why when Buddhism spread, let's say, to Sri Lanka, the time the illiteracy are very, very severe. No? Okay, 90% of the people are illiterate. Okay, so that's why the long sutra disappear. Like the long sutra, the equal sutra, they disappear because people cannot accept, they cannot study it, you know, because of the literacy levels. But when you go to China, different. China, the literacy is very high. That's why all these are passed now in China. Okay, passed now in China. But when you go to Sri Lanka, you go to this Myanmar, where the literacy are not that high, all the higher teaching disappear. So only the Sravaka left. But the problem is that then they maintain the Sravaka is the only teaching from Buddha. Then we have problem. Then they go and whack other sutra. They go and condemn other sutra. They only the sutra is pure. And the problem is that they don't even study fully Nikaya. No, they don't study. You see, from Nikaaya, very, very clear. No? Where, how can you say that Panchaskanda are real? It's not real. It's not yours. It's not me, and it's not mine. How can it be real? Okay, it's not permanent. No, how can it be real? Okay, something is not permanent. No, so but these people, no, they are debated for Actually, they have deviated from the main teaching, and yet they are very egoistic. Yeah, they keep on condemn other sect, they only maintain their own this thing, then we have problem. Yeah, just like our Nepali a friend, okay, who only focus on
Reverse
our reverse counting. They say, oh, that's the only thing. She refused to study any further.
Even after you're telling, he doesn't want to listen.
No. Even you're telling him, no, she refused this thing, then he will become donkey. You become donkey. Yeah, this thing, idiot, This thing. No,
So I think
Sravaka is good, but the thing is that anything, when you become worshipper, then nothing is good. When you become worshipper, you have eye, you cannot see. You have ear, you feel to listen. When you have mind, you cannot think. Then you become worshipper, And many people today, they are the worshipper. They are not believer. They worship, And they keep on chanting for many hours without any understanding, Without any understanding. They keep on chanting just for the merits. And I think the last week, Buddha work, don't study for merits,
yeah.
The merit will disappear. You study to cut off the birth, to liberate yourself. You study to liberate yourself. You don't study to get merits. But of
Actually,
course,
Doctor,
merit is important.
Even when you go to heaven, actually you're going there in the heaven and you're enjoying, you're actually using your merits. One day the merits is going to get over.
Just like you have some saving in the
Credit
bank,
card.
you go there, you spend. So once your saving is finished, you come back.
Yeah.
Then you wasting a lot of your time, You're totally wasting. Even Brahma, will come back.
True.
Even Brahma will come back, That's why the Buddha also tell Brahma, you are actually Brahma thought that he will exist forever. Buddha said, no, you will not, One day you come back. Because Brahma have the highest merits. Right? That's why because of that, because of the teaching of Buddha, Brahma disappeared from India. Yeah, this is a thing. After that, then the Sankara whack it again. Then then we export out Brahma. Brahma no more in India. Okay, only exist in Thailand, in China, in Japan. The Brahma still very exists today. Over the four face, goddess. You go to the temple, four face, the face one. That is Brahma. Until today, is still there. Okay. Only today, only this Ganesh exists because Ganesh something to do with money. People love money, so they worship Ganesh. Huge Ganesh in Thailand. These are the thing. So now we need to understand the basic teaching.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't do things just purely for merits. No, you do things to liberate yourself. Yeah, that's the main teaching of Buddha. Yeah.
So I think, Doctor, that is for today. We open the floor for questions.
Open for
Everybody,
discussion.
everybody can, because this is a Zoom session, everybody can unmute and
Yeah,
ask
can
questions
ask
directly.
question. Yeah.
So if anybody is in, you can unmute yourself and also your camera and ask questions. Even Rucha, if you have any
Actually,
questions.
when we come to Nikaya and Agamas, okay, we don't expect much question because it's very straightforward, the teaching.
Yeah.
The thing, unless you go for like Vimarakriti.
Oh yeah, then
that one very complicated.
because Doctor, actually, the Nikaya, the Agamas, they are actually your study material. So there is hardly any question. But sutras are something like okay. So Doctor Jamkar.
Because when you come to Vimarakriti, they transcend space and time,
Yeah.
Space and time no longer can control them, so they can exist in many places together, Okay, then time also cannot control them. They can exist in yesterday, they can exist today, they can exist in tomorrow, and space also cannot contain them. They can put 1,000 people into a small space, This is the thing, and that is beyond our imagination.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is not easy to study. But it's very interesting, The Chinese scholar are very enchanted with that. They love Vimalakati so much.
True. Yeah, so let's open the questions, please.
Yeah.
You can ask. We have Saranya here, Rucha here. Okay, you can ask questions, okay?
Yeah. So, Doctor, I have one question, basic question. We have got this theoretical knowledge of Panchaskanda. There is Rupa, there is Vedana, there is the perception, mental action, also the consciousness. And we need to more focus on not gaining the merits, but uh, the liberation. So why is this so? Like we have this knowledge, but actually we are not liberated.
No, actually, Buddha do not ask you to practice celibate in brahmacharya. Celibacy is only for the monk, not for brahmacharya. Where got brahmacharya? Buddha do not ask you to abstain from. You must understand. Okay, you see, when you study the Heart Sutra, okay, you need to balance between sunyata and rupa. Balancing, no. So in your life, no, okay, you don't go for too extreme. Okay, for example, when come to sex, this thing, no, you don't attach to one extreme is totally celebrate, totally out. Oh, this thing, this is for the monk, not for brahmacharya, no. Okay, another one is totally involved, no. Oh, they are involved. No, you don't go for this too extreme. You go somewhere in between. In between. No, you do it in a very safe way. Okay, that's why you need to understand the teaching of Buddha. Okay, now the basic teaching is brahmacharya and sramana teaching. Today, you see, it keep on mentioning brahmacharya. No? They do not mention sramana.
Doctor, whenever the Panchaskanda come, he always mentions the brahmacharya.
Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya. Now, brahmacharya and sramana, they are always constant conflict with each other because the practice are totally different. You see, the sramana, they have to go to beg for the food. But brahmacharya, you're not allowed to beg, You should work for you need money, you work for it, You don't beg. Okay. Then the sramana, they have to survive by donation. Oh, we brahmacharya, we don't survive on donation, We do business. We sustain our activity through business, We don't, until today, like you see our shift, we hardly survive on donation. No. Whether people donate to us or not, we survive now. Okay, so that is the difference between brahmacharya and sramana. Okay, but unfortunately, brahmacharya is classified as Hindu. Okay, they call the British call the brahmacharya as Hindu. Okay, then they call the sramana as Buddhist. No. Actually, 80% or 90% of Buddha teaching is on brahmacharya. Because that is the major supporter, major people. How many people can become monk? Not even 3%, 2%, 1%. Okay, so 90% is people are brahmacharya. That's why, let's say, when you come to Nikaaya, when you come to even agamas, there are a lot of mention of brahmacharya. Okay, then you have to be very careful. Okay, careful. Okay, so now the problem is that India become pure brahmacharya. The sramana is totally en route in India. Get out.
Yeah.
The brahmacharya kick out the sramana system. Then those idiots, they said, oh, Buddhism is destroyed in India. No. The sramana is only 50% of the Buddhism. Another 50% is on the brahmacharya. And brahmacharya is, you see, Buddha, why Buddha keep the hair? Because he also a brahmacharya, charin. He keep the hair, He never shaved the hair, Okay, because he also represent the Brahma, and he wear the golden robes.
robe.
He go and eat the lunch
Sumptuously.
of 100 flavors. No. Sramana don't eat lunch with 100 flavors. Only brahmacharya do that, That's why he is a mixture of brahmacharya and also this sramana. That's why this Devadatta very annoyed with him. Why you wear this
Golden robe.
very luxurious cloth with gold, gold straight, this gold, and Bodhidharma bring it to China.
Even the bowl, doctor.
The bowl also is very, very costly. I think with some precious stone or something like this, So a monk don't do that, A monk don't do that. But Buddha is a bodhisattva, Buddha is that's why Buddha is a mixture of the two, brahmacharya and also Sramada. Okay, this thing. Even
Amit?
even Nagarjuna, even this Kumarajiva. Kumarajiva is Brahmacharya and Sramada together, because he have 14 wives though. He have 14 wives. But of course, the wife are enforced on him, Enforced on him, He have no choice. But he accepted, So he lived both Brahmacharya, the life of Brahmacharya and Sramada. So even you see, even today, the monk in Japan are allowed to get married. That is not Sramana system. They actually a Brahmacharya system.
So basically, doctor, to understand is you have to balance between your Shramana and your Brahmacharya life. And you should be able to bring a life in that
in
balance,
between.
middle path. Yeah.
Yeah, middle part. Yeah, in between.
Don't swing on one side.
Yeah. No, whatever you do, don't go to the extreme.
Extreme. That's it.
Like this Hachro say, you don't go to Sunyata extreme, you don't go to Rupa extreme. You go somewhere in. No, actually, it's not somewhere in between. You somewhere balance.
Balance, doctor. Because if you sit between, that is fixed.
Yeah, balance. No, like you come to money. Okay, you still need to make money,
Yeah.
Okay, but you need to balance between detachment to money and over indulgence in money, somewhere in between. And this is the teaching of Brahmacharya. So now we need to promote Brahmacharya now, because 99% of us are not monk.
Correct.
Okay, and then and Buddha said that when you are a homebound people, you don't practice a homeless practice, no.
Yeah.
You are homebound. You don't go for try to. Now that's the main problem, right? In Malaysia, there are many people, they are homebound, then they don't get married, Then they very funny life. They turn into psychopathic. Mentally, they are not well. Mentally, they are not well. And when you peep into their private life, you have shock of your life, What they promoted outside and what they do behind the scene, not the same. So why should you go and become a hypocrite?
Correct.
We have a Brahmacharya system.
Yes.
Brahmacharya system, you can make money.
Yeah.
You can involve in sexual activity.
Yeah.
Only you can making money. You can do all things. Only thing is that you do it without breaking the Panchasila. Panchasila is a keyword. As long as you do not break the Panchasila, no matter how you enjoy your life, nothing wrong.
Yeah, I think that's very clear.
Yeah.
And doctor, I think that was the only question we had. No more questions.
Yeah. So I
No
think
more
we
questions.
we meet tomorrow for the
Yes,
Agamas.
doctor. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, doctor.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of today's session. Yes, over to you, Rucha.
Thank you, Doctor. It has been wonderful session today. We have discussed 4 sutras today, and the end message I guess here is to practice and to have that balance between Shramana and the Brahmacharya. Today's focus was on living the Brahmacharya life. You need money to sustain. Also, you don't go into the extremes. So that's it for today, I guess. If you have some summarize the session, you please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, and see you then.
Okay. See you tomorrow.